The golden sands of Dubai stretched endlessly under the blazing sun, a city of glittering skyscrapers and hidden stories. Among these stories was Rachel's, a tale of love, deceit, and choices that forever altered her life. Rachel was a British expatriate who had moved to Dubai with her husband, Michael. Michael was an investment banker, a man of ambition and precision. Their life was the epitome of success: a luxurious apartment in Marina, evenings at high-end restaurants, and weekend getaways to the desert resorts. But beneath the surface of their picture-perfect marriage lay a void Rachel couldn't ignore. Michael's work consumed him. His days were long, his phone constantly buzzing with deals and clients. He was a good husband, providing Rachel with everything she could ask for, except time and attention. Rachel spent her days exploring the city, volunteering at a local charity, and attending social events, but she often felt lonely amidst the glamour. One afternoon, at a gallery opening in the trendy Al Circle Avenue, Rachel met Adam. He was an American architect in Dubai to oversee a major project. Tall, with piercing green eyes and a relaxed demeanor, Adam was unlike anyone Rachel had met in the city's high-powered social circles. They struck up a conversation about the art on display, but it quickly turned personal. "Do you ever feel like you're just going through the motions?" Adam asked, his voice thoughtful. Rachel hesitated, then nodded. "All the time. Everyone here seems so focused on appearances, but it's hard to know what's real." Adam smiled, a hint of sadness in his eyes. "Maybe that's why I stick to my work. Buildings are honest. They don't pretend to be something they're not." From that moment, their connection grew. Adam's sincerity and warmth were a stark contrast to the polished but distant world Rachel inhabited. They began meeting for coffee at quaint cafes hidden in the city's older neighborhoods. Their conversations were effortless, filled with laughter and shared dreams. Rachel knew she was treading dangerous ground, but she couldn't resist the pull of Adam's presence. He made her feel seen, understood, and alive in a way she hadn't felt in years. One evening, as they sat on the terrace of a small restaurant overlooking the Dubai Creek, Adam reached for her hand. "Rachel, I've tried to fight this, but I can't. I've fallen for you." Her heart raced. She knew this was a line she shouldn't cross. But as she looked into his eyes, she realized she had already crossed it in her heart. "I feel the same way," she whispered. Their affair began that night. It was reckless, thrilling, and intoxicating. They stole moments whenever they could, careful to keep their relationship hidden. Adam showed Rachel a side of Dubai she had never seen. Quiet beaches away from the tourists, art studios tucked in alleyways, and desert landscapes under the stars. But the weight of their secret began to grow. Rachel's guilt gnawed at her. Michael trusted her completely, often working late into the night, oblivious to her absences. She hated lying to him, but the thought of losing Adam was unbearable. One evening, as Rachel returned home, she found Michael waiting for her. His face was serious, his usual calm replaced by unease. "Rachel, we need to talk," he said. Her stomach dropped. "What is it?" Michael took a deep breath. "I've noticed you've been distant lately. You're out more, and when you're here, it's like you're somewhere else. Is there something going on?" Rachel froze. She wanted to deny it, to brush off his concerns, but the guilt was too much. Tears filled her eyes as she whispered, "I'm so sorry, Michael. There is someone else." The words hung in the air, heavy and final. Michael's face fell, his hurt evident. "How could you do this to us?" he asked, his voice breaking. "I thought we were happy." "I didn't mean for it to happen," Rachel said, her voice trembling. "I felt so alone. And I didn't know how to tell you. I never wanted to hurt you." Michael stood in silence, his hands clenched into fists. Finally, he said, "I need time to think." He left the room, leaving Rachel to grapple with the consequences of her actions. The days that followed were filled with tension and painful conversations. Michael asked Rachel if she wanted to stay and work on their marriage, but she couldn't give him the answer he wanted. Her feelings for Adam were too strong. Rachel and Michael decided to separate. It was an amicable but heartbreaking decision. Michael moved out, and Rachel was left alone in the apartment that now felt hollow. Rachel continued her relationship with Adam, but their love faced challenges of its own. The scrutiny of living openly in a conservative society made them cautious, and Rachel's guilt over her broken marriage lingered. Adam tried to be supportive, but he could see the toll it took on her. One evening, as they sat together on the rooftop of Adam's apartment, he said, "Rachel, I love you, but I don't want you to carry this guilt forever. Maybe we need to slow down and figure out what's best for both of us." Rachel nodded, tears streaming down her face. "I don't regret loving you, Adam, but I need time to heal and find myself again." They decided to take a step back, giving each other space to grow. Rachel focused on her work and rediscovered her passions, while Adam immersed himself in his projects. They remained friends, their bond unbroken but redefined. In the years that followed, Rachel learned to navigate the complexities of her choices. She and Michael eventually found peace, their relationship evolving into one of mutual respect. And while her time with Adam was brief, it taught her the value of authenticity and the importance of listening to her heart. Dubai's skyline continued to change, its stories as vast and varied as the desert sands. Among them was Rachel's, a tale of love, loss, and the journey to self-discovery.